Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Tuesday, January 15th, 2019. My name's Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Why is coffee so good? It's so good. So good. So good. No, I'm not going to break out into Neil Diamond songs. Slept really well. Even my wristband thing says I slept really well. Ready to take on the world. You know, one of the questions that I get from people actually, and my wheels have been turning since yesterday. A friend posted something about waking up at 5:30 and how can anybody do that? And most people responded similarly. Oh, I never get up at 5:30, yada yada. And there were some people who said that they had children who had to get on the school bus at 6:15 that would get up that early. But I commented, I get a lot done when I get up early. I can get work done before the barrage of emails start pouring in, before people started expecting things from me, before my appointments for the day start. I have to get up early if I'm going to accomplish my goals. And one other person commented similarly on that post. And guess what? We're both successful entrepreneurs. If I was willing to give up my social life, I would be waking up earlier. There have been stages in my life where 5 o'clock has been my wake up, and I've been at my desk at 5:30. I have a hard time breaking that mental barrier for 5. If I wake up before 5, it's usually because I'm going on vacation. In the Burlington, Vermont airport, pretty much all the flights out that are worth taking leave by 6:15. So that means vacations start at like 3:30 in the morning. Ugh. But I think it's important to realize that you don't wake up because you're successful. You're successful because you wake up early. One of the things that I've been thinking a lot about as I consider some of our business moves and some of our sponsorships, honestly, is everybody wants to get to the next level. But in martial arts, we require that you prove yourself before you get to the next level. And there aren't a whole lot of places where that happens. If you want to earn your green belt, say, you have to demonstrate competency for that level. We don't say, oh, you know all of your yellow belt material, we're going to promote you. But that's exactly what happens in the professional world, isn't it? You do a really good job with where you're at, and you get promoted. Now, you might be completely inadequate at that new level, but now you have that job. A manager of mine years ago explained to me the Peter principle. I'm assuming this is a real thing. It makes sense. And he said that because of that, because we promote people when they have done a great job, everyone will inherently end up in a position that they do poorly at. And we see that sometimes in martial arts. People who do really well at certain ranks, and then they're promoted, and they're competent there, but they never learn the new material so they can be promoted again, so they can demonstrate their skill. They kind of flounder. Now, this particular person, he was a sales manager when I was working at Staples many years ago. And he had explained to me that at one point he had been a store manager for a parts company. And he said, I'm not a good general manager. I'm a good sales manager. And he recognized that. He had enough self-awareness to know that he was good at a certain job, but not the better, the above, the superior job. And I don't know that everyone realizes that. We tend to look pretty hard at what we do, but we only see the good. And I think that there are some amazing benefits to that. But when you don't see the gaps, how do you get better? How do you improve? Quite often, especially around promotion time, testing time, I will watch people perform their forms. Say, hey, what could you do better? Most of the time they say, nothing. Now they know it's not perfect, but their level of awareness for their own skill is so terrible. They have no idea where they're at, what they're doing. They go through the motions. They key up, whatever you choose to call it, loudly. They demonstrate some speed, some power, some accuracy. But they're not in touch enough with their body to know that they wobbled at a few points, or they paused for half a second to think about the next move because they forgot. And I would say that the best martial artists are not those who are perfect just right out the gate, but the ones who are self-aware and able to work on the things that they see they need work on. Because you get that much more out of your practice. If you always need someone to tell you what to improve, you're in trouble. Now, the number one tool I know of for that is this little thing right here. Smartphone. Record yourself. Watch it. Assuming that you know what to do and how things should be done, you can watch yourself. And if you're being honest, you can start being picky and correlate the way things feel to the way things are. And it's the same kind of attitude that you need if you're getting up at 3 in the morning to start your workday. You have to be aggressive. You have to be willing to set aside the standards that other people might have for themselves, the ones that they're going to try and lay on you. If you're getting up at 3 a.m. and other people are telling you that's ridiculous, what are they really saying? They're saying that they think it's ridiculous, that they don't want to do it, and that by you getting up and being productive that early, it's showing them something about themselves that they don't like. Maybe they wish they had the discipline to get up at 3 a.m. to tackle projects or jobs or some side hustle that they've dreamed about so they can get out of their crummy job that they're working at, that they hate, that they've been over promoted, and now they're not quite competent in. Happens all the time. Happens millions of times every day. But you can't let people rain on your parade. You've got to do what works for you. So here's my thought for the day. I would like you to pick something. Identify something in yourself that you're not very good at. And I'd like you to come up with a way to get better at it. Now that's probably not going to be something that's small. It should, the bigger the better, right? But we don't want to go too big first time. Pick something that, let's say you're not great at, you're not great on the phone. Okay? A lot of people aren't great on the phone. It seems like the younger you are, the less you enjoy the phone. I've never been a big fan of the phone. How do you get better at the phone? There's lots of ways. You use the phone. You call people. But you know what else you can do? You can pretend. You can come home, or when you're in the car is probably the best spot, and have mock phone conversations. Think about a phone call that you had that did not go the way you wanted it to. And role play that. And do it out loud. And nobody cares if they're in another car. They're going to think you're singing. Everybody sings in the car, so you don't need to be embarrassed. But pick something that you could get better at, and then get better at it. And then once you know you're getting better at it, keep getting better at it. And then once you've got enough momentum, you don't need to worry about that, work on something else. That's how we get better at everything. Small, incremental progress. That's what we do in martial arts. So don't be afraid to take that approach outside of martial arts. If you have not checked out yesterday's episode 362 of Martial Arts Radio with Shihan Boz Rutan, yes, that Boz, you can find it right here on YouTube. Of course, you can find it at whistlekickmartialartsradio.com or in your podcast feed. And you can head on over to whistlekick.com for everything else we do. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you back here tomorrow on YouTube right around 6:30 a.m. Eastern. Take care. Peace.